Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Back. Just close out the week here. Very chill kind of art stream here. Finish making our doors. Yesterday we did this one, which is good. There's a couple of things we need to finish with this one. We need to finish some lighting. We need to do this one. I don't love that this one is like, it's not symmetrical really. As far as the spacing between these sets of 5 and these single double tall ones here. I kind of want to try moving it and see if I can get a better shape. We'll do that real quick. If it doesn't work, that's fine. We'll just move on. Let's just try moving this whole thing down. Oh, there's like a magic thing I could do, right? Everyone's had a good week here and has some nice plans for the weekend. Oh, what? Oh, I see. So if we move this, if we just keep moving this down, over, down, over, down, over, down, over, down. We add some stuff here. Three, four, five. It looks like there's no world where this matches up perfectly. You know, if anything, it's a bit weighted to the bottom now. Maybe we don't prefer that. Yeah, I don't know if I prefer this. Because it's this or this. This is more visually balanced. Still has some issues though. I guess it's also asymmetrical. Seems like there's no real way to avoid that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's off by 1, so there's no way to have it match up perfectly here. I think this is more visually balanced than this one. So what if we went the other way here? I just want to be very sure about this line before I animate this whole thing. I do not want to have any regrets. So what if we move it just down by 1? Let's try to balance this a little more. Down by 1, over by 1. Yeah, maybe this is the one. Yeah, I think this is it, because this is... Yeah, this is it. This is balanced. All right, so this is replacing the other one. All right, let the animation begin. Hey, Murdex Mesky, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. How are you this fine Friday? Just watching other people use Godot so you can get better. Oh, cool. I can show you what we've been working on though. Then we're on 4.3, which has a new thing called the tile map layer, which is a new node that splits tile map layers into individual nodes for like Z indexing and other reasons. And so we've adopted that, and we're kind of doing our own auto tiler. Let me show you. So we've got our own auto tiler, so we can draw out these shapes. It's so we can build spaceships, really. So we can just, so this is an interior room. If we go down here, we can draw, these are exterior rooms. You can tell kind of the gray. So we have an auto tiler, we have a compartmentalizer that can tell whether rooms are sealed or not. So this room has a roof, so it's sealed, so it's changing color. Yesterday and the day before, we added auto tile doors. So now we can place single or double doors in the tile system. So right now we're just working on a triple door to finish the... Oh, this is the wrong color. That's curious. I need to change the colors on some of these doors. I am going to need corner sprites at some point if I want this to look really good. I'm spotting some really subtle issues here. They're probably really hard to see, but they're bothering me. So we're finishing up our door setup here by making a triple door, because we've got the single door, we've got the double door, and now we're working on a triple door. And so that's what we're working on today. What kind of stuff are you working on in Godot? I don't need to be as precise as this with my selection tool. I'm just kind of chilling. You're just figuring out the basics. You used a lot of other engines for years, but not Godot. You don't want to switch to it after you saw the lighting system. You were sold. Really? The 2D lighting system? I haven't really messed with that yet. I'm a little scared of it because I'm doing isometric. And typically 2D lighting systems and isometric are tough. They do not usually work very well, but I'm interested to try it. Yeah, it's looking amazing. It looks amazing. Usually work with 2D because you can't model and you currently don't have the resources to ask someone else. Yeah, fair. Yeah, I also understand. I used Unity for a long time for like over a decade. I picked up Godot last year, and I am very happy with it. I love their 2D support, lighting system aside. Having pixel perfect movement and rendering and physics and all that stuff is like incredible to me. As someone who's only ever used engines that kind of fake their 2D support, where like the 2D is just a flat 3D game, Godot really does it right. And yeah, I had to learn pixel art because I also can't afford to pay someone else to do it. And I kind of just wanted to do it myself. I've always been kind of interested in it, but never really pursued it very seriously. Not sure about some of these. It's fine. It'll become obvious as we animate more of it. You didn't use Unity much either. You mainly use smaller engines like Love 2D, Micro Studio, Game Maker Studio. Okay. Yeah, I was pretty much a Unity boy for like 15 years. You did try Unity. It's way too slow. Yeah, it is. You're planning to buy a $2,000 laptop? Your current laptop has second generation Intel iCPU. It's really old. Yeah, I mean, it'll run Godot at least. Maybe not much else, but it'll run Godot. Yeah, that's the irony of my setup. I have this incredibly beefy computer, and I usually just like use Godot and play Factorio and stuff. So I'm like, why did I spend all this money on this thing? Quad door today? Yeah, Venom Ween. Quad door is going to become a bannable term in this chat soon. Working on the triple door, and you know it. Actually, I haven't decided how I'm going to split the triple door up. Like the way we've split the double door. Like, am I going to split the triple door into 3 parts? Am I really going to do that? Or am I just going to use 2 parts and like a weird empty like proxy tile in the middle to occupy the third tile, the center tile? I don't know. I genuinely don't know the answer to that question yet. How's it going, Venom Weed? Oh god, don't do that. Oh, why did I do that? Quadruple door? Never. Murdex, it can only run Godot's compatible mode. Oh, interesting. Doesn't have Vulkan support, meaning even mobile mode crashes. Oh, that's rough. I think you could pretty much get anything and it would run. Anything modern and it would run Godot pretty easily. But yeah, I think 2000 is a pretty sweet spot for laptops typically. I used that for many years. I only got this new computer recently. Yeah, second gen is pretty wild that still runs. I did use a Q66 for a long time in one of my desktops, like way longer than I should have. Q66 was such a classic as well. Not nearly as old as what you've got, but oh, Pretzel Rocks died. That's wild. That's wild, Venom. Yeah, I hope you like this song because we're going to listen to it again because it died mid song. We're listening to Furlansky Radio here. Sponsored by our very own. Alright, I should probably start drawing this stuff in. 1, 2, 3. Laptop you're planning to buy is a i7-13620H, 2.4 gigahertz, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070. Yeah, that should last you. That should last you a while. Venom, when you were using an old laptop with a 1660 Ti, yeah, that's fine. My my desktop with the Q66 had what, like a 1060 in it, maybe? A 1060 lasted a long time. That 1060 continued to run better than my 1650. What's up with that? Ooh-wee. The 13th gen does have some issues, but I think they've updated the BIOS. I think they've addressed a number of the 13th and 14th generation issues, but I don't know. I wouldn't know. I've been an AMD CPU man for a while now. I won't use their graphics cards, but I love the AMD CPUs. I shouldn't have filled this in. I would have had an easier time with the rest of this if I had just left it as the frame. Oh, there's Xenomoth. Wait, do you love the AMD CPUs? Okay. I was like, or do you love the AMD CPU fans? How's it going, How's it hanging? We're on the triple door train here today. Finishing our door era. before the weekend here. We'll probably go a little longer today because I don't have work today. I took the day off. There's a big free music festival in the park this weekend down the street from me. It's this huge music festival, and we're having some perfect summer weather for it. So I'm gonna be doing that instead of Ludum Dare, which I'm a little sad about. I do love Ludum Dare. But I love this music festival a little more. I think I've been going to it for like 15 years. It's maybe one of the only reasons I still live in this city. If anyone is doing Ludum Dare this weekend, good luck. Godspeed. I'd be curious to see what the theme ends up being. You just want to eat some salad and watch some Doors. Nice. Yeah, that's what I have on offer here. Venom, even for your PC that you're using, it's one of the new AM7 AMD APUs. I've been curious about the APUs. I've always been too nervous to like actually dive in and just get an APU machine, but if I made like a really low powered, like simple, like entertainment center or like a little box just for playing like games that I take to, like a little frag box for like conventions or something, I'd be tempted. Because all I would need to do is run my Godot games. I'd be tempted to try that. Yeah, without a graphics card. Yeah, exactly. People keep sending you messages on Teams, you know? That's rough. It's like, leave me alone. I think I forgot to set an out of office message message automatic responder this morning. Probably should have. People will figure it out. It's just one day. It's not like we're out here saving lives. Oh, what's happening right here? Oh, that's wrong. Look at that door. Look at that door open. You were planning for mini ITX build, but it was too expensive even without a GPU. Really? Dang. Yeah, I built a mini ITX machine just before the pandemic. It was so cool. It was a little frag box that came in this like tiny little ITX case that had like a little handle on it and everything. It was gonna be my like LAN party machine, and I built it like literally the fall and winter of 2019. It was so sad. I think I took it to one event before the pandemic started. But I would like to return to the ITX, to a mini ITX, and try it. Try it again. All right, so over by one, and then down by one. All right. That's always the tricky maneuver, that one. The every fourth frame when we move down by one. Guess that didn't matter. Yeah, AMD Mini ITX is way costlier than an Intel one. That's interesting. I think I did end up going Intel for my Mini ITX build, so I didn't notice that at the time. You can't get a Mini ITX build that just runs an APU? Are you saying you would just use Intel and use like embedded graphics? Or is it just the motherboards that are a lot more expensive? We on quad doors yet? Hey, Frlansky. I was hoping you'd tune in since we're listening to Frlansky radio here. We are not on quad doors yet. And like I told Venomweed, quad door is going to become a bannable term here. Oh, F me here. I'm going to have to decide on the outlines here soon. How did we do it on the regular? Is it offset? Yes, it is offset by 1. It's a 1 down, which it should be 1 up, isn't it? Shouldn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, it's a 1 up. So the outline, if it was 1 up, that would be... This is 3. So this will be 2, like that. Really making this harder than it needs to be on myself, but that's kind of just how I do, huh? You know what? Ban is fair. Yeah, you requested these tunes. You can, but you can get a 40 card for the same cost in a normal build. Oh, like a 4060 or something. That's true. I haven't banned quintuple door yet. This is like the classic like Greek, like Carthaginian Greek, like arms race, where like they had biremes, and then someone was like, "You've heard of biremes, but what about triremes?" And then they were like, "Forget triremes. We need quadremes." And then we ended up with the quinqueremes, and I think some Alexandrian Greco, like Alexander, like Greek king had like an octareme or something like that. 8 banks of rowers. It was like, get out of here. It's a slippery slope. That's my obscure piece of ancient trivia for today. The legendary octareme. So yeah, by comparison, a quad door doesn't seem so bad, does it? It's a word for the Greco-Roman style warships of the ancient era. And it was named for the number of banks of rowers that each ship had. So you'd have biremes, triremes, quadremes, and then the Romans used quinque for 5. So they'd have quinqueremes. I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation, but Latin's a dead language, so who cares? I'm just saying it's a slippery slope. Next, you're going to be asking me for octadors. It's clear now why Iliad in the name. Yeah, for sure, for sure. It'd actually be a funny joke to include like a 16 tile wide door, but not support 4 through 16. Yeah, that would be funny. At this point, he could have just used paint. You're just saying. Yeah, it's true. I don't need layers. Venom weed. I'm offended by the implication. What I should have done is I should have ignored this whole middle chunk and painted it last, because then I could just be grabbing whole chunks of door and just moving them. But I'm like a sunk cost fallacy kind of guy. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, and then a double. So this is gonna be 1, 2, and then a double. Okay, so the rest of this outline is still out of frame. Needed to draw it probably next frame, or in the next couple of frames here. There's no sunk this all cost. Yeah, we have a designated workflow guru, and he is not here, so I can do whatever I want. I actually like busy work. I kind of like working slowly sometimes. I know that's like the worst possible thing to do as a solo dev, but like sometimes I kind of just like doing something nice and slowly. It gives me time to think about it. It's not efficient, but on a day like today, on like a Friday, it's been like hot all week out here. I'm honestly just ready to go to this festival. But it starts late on the first day because I guess everyone else is working, so I'm not gonna head out of here till like for another few hours. So in the meantime, we making doors. We're in our door era. I admit that I should have done the left and the right doors as different layers. Like, I admit that I'm wrong, but I'm not changing at this point. Next time we make something, maybe we'll do it better. Maybe we'll do it better next time. I mean, what I could do at this point is I could start using tools. Like, start using tools to help me. I could definitely be more efficient without necessarily doing anything else. I think now is when I have to draw the outline. So this is 3. No, this is 2 and then down. This is 1, 2, 3, and then down. Yeah, okay, so this is off by 1. This is what we want. So we can fill in this like this. I wasn't counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Yeah, this is my Undertale's if-else blocks. Yeah. You joke, Furlansky, but that's actually how our input processing works at the moment. Our input processor is just, well, for now it's in the wrong script, but it's just, this is our input processor. It's just like, if this action, else 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 if whatever. Else if clean up some shit. But you know, that's totally the right thing to do for input. It's not the right thing to do in a lot of cases, but this is an easy way to have input priorities. In the case of you know, it could be a match statement, but it can't really, because you have to assign the, you can't just be like match input is action just pressed. I don't think. Maybe you can. But that wouldn't actually save us that much in terms of like line space. You retract your statement that you'll mod this game. That sounds about right. Look, part of what I'm trying to do here is educate. I'm trying to make people understand that literally anybody can make a game. Even someone as like hard-headed and inefficient as me. It really doesn't take a lot here. You just gotta stick with it for a few years. And remake it a few times. I mean, we're only on episode 80. Alright. We'll at least be a little better to try to not give Venom Weight an aneurysm here. We'll at least use the magic wand to select the layer here. This bouncy version of Amazing Grace gets me like every time. It is too funny. Alright, now it gets easy because now the layers are actually separate from each other. Last 18 frames will go by like nothing. Too many people get stuck in a loop of maximum efficiency. They keep changing workflows, never actually working. Yeah, exactly. That's like if you want a system to be perfect, you have to build it at least 3 times. You should do it that way. You can't like I'm not a proponent of design with a capital D. I don't do that shit. I just do stuff, try it, maybe it works, but the requirements are always changing. So like but admittedly workflows directly correlate to iteration speed. Oh, I spotted something that's been wrong for this whole time. Okay, fix that. So your workflow does matter to the extent to which it affects your iteration speed. That's definitely true. right, let's fix this thing that's been wrong since the beginning here. You got a friend who's making a 3D space shooter and is already asking you if a projectile minigun is going to lag, but he hasn't made the gun yet. Like, it's good to think about, but don't worry about a problem if you don't have it. I mean, for you, that's the fun part, figuring things out. I mean, that's definitely true to some part, and those are the most interesting challenges, right? That's like, because like a minigun, you could implement a number of different ways. The way you'd want to implement it is probably as just like, you'd want physical bullets because you'd want like bullet drop and stuff to be something, but it's in space, so maybe you don't have to care about bullet drop, but maybe you still do because the distances are so vast that you maybe want to see the bullets, the spray of bullets. So you can't just use a ray cast, which would be the cheapest thing. You have to do something else. So yeah, that's an interesting problem. That's like whenever you're able to make your rendering cost be like pretty flat, which there are ways to do it. Like as a scene gets more complicated, you're able to keep the rendering cost relatively stable. But stuff like that's really interesting. You're the one dashing to a meeting today. All right, no worries. And have a good meeting. Love those Friday meetings. I really enjoyed our progress this weekend, but I am so ready to disconnect, or this week, but I'm so ready to disconnect for this weekend. But I think we've made incredible progress with the doors. Single, double, triple, never quadruple. But now we're kind of on the home stretch with this door. This last part's going to be easy. All right, we got ads in a minute. I don't know if I'm going anywhere this time. I think I might just chill here. Gotta finish this coffee. All right, ads are on. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna keep working, but try to hold off on reading chat or anything until ads are back or ads are over. What are ads? Well, you're one of the chosen few, Venom. Not everyone is so blessed as you to be a bronze badge holder. Appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Even though they don't show ads in India? Well, you're a gift then. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. That they don't show ads there. Is that like a legal thing? I don't know. That's curious. Yeah, there's no way to know. It was anonymous. It was gifted by Anonymous, the famous Anonymous. They do once in a lifetime. Not many people from India on Twitch. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I also don't know because I'm like a spoiled brat who has a turbo. Because I like literally can't do ads. I still like to subscribe to a lot of channels, but not to dodge ads, just because I like it. I like the emotes. But yeah, I can't stand ads. I've been watching Top Gear on Freevee. I like watching some of the old Top Gear specials, and that has ads, and it's like the first time in so long I've been watching ads. It's a very weird experience. It's only like $2 to sub from India. Oh, regional pricing is the best. That's cool. All right, we're bringing it home here. Got this. By the way, for pixel art, you were looking into Magica Voxel. I have a friend who is making a voxel game, and they use Magica Voxel. They enjoy it. I don't know if I would use it for just pixel art, for like 2D pixel art. But it's very cool for voxel stuff. You're only looking into it because one, Blender is so painful. Blender is hard to use. I had to use Blender a little bit in my 3D game, and I did the most simple modifications, and it was still tough for me. And two, you really want to do frame by frame animations. What's stopping you from just doing frame by frame animations in Sprite? That's like what Sprite is for. Or are you really doing 3D stuff? Because it's interesting that you bring up Blender and Magic of Voxel for 2D art. Oh, you don't want to do. Well, excuse me for missing the the modifier there. You don't want to do frame by frame animations. Interesting. Oh, can you animate Magic of Voxel constructions like they're 3D models? I haven't seen that yet. That's very cool if so. I'd be curious to see the result of that. What, you don't want to animate 27 frames of a door opening every time you need one? You just pose and render. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, making 3D assets and then turning them into 2D assets is like, that's time honored, right? That's a tried and true tradition. I mean, it works great for like Dead Cells. I think pretty much everyone does that nowadays for like more high end stuff. And by high end, I mean like bigger budget studios. Make their 3D art and then they render it into sprites. Whatever I did here isn't right. Oh, I'm going backwards. Oh no, I animated the wrong frame, didn't I? Shoot. I hate when I do that. Same like Blender, but Blender has better animations. Like the game Halls of Torment was done in Blender. That's a Godot game. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. That's good. Halls of Torment is amazing. I met the devs at GDC. They were very cool. I was in awe of some of the performance stuff they've achieved. Just the number of characters they can render on screen in that game. Kind of incredible. It makes sense that that was also 3D. I didn't ask them about their art process per se. I was more interested in the engine stuff. It's kind of amazing what they're able to do. It runs on my Steam Deck like butter. Even like late game. Yeah. Yeah, I love Halls of Torment. I was sad when I like ran out of content. I feel like Factorio must be made the same way as well. Just the sheer number of camera angles and stuff they have for all of their sprites. That must be done in 3D. Because it's also done at a fairly high resolution. For you, it'll be like... for you, it'll be more character focuses with tons of armor and weapon choices. So imagine like one character with 4 states and 80 armor options. Yeah, you don't want to do that. There is some interesting stuff you can do with indexing, with 2D sprite indexing, so that you can draw an animation once and then just repaletize it. But yeah, if you're doing anything more complicated than just palette swapping, that's still really hard to do. In 2D, at least. It's hard to do in 2D. All right, we're almost done here. Home stretch. I keep saying to myself every like 5 minutes. Yeah, that's just the color though. You want the armor and stuff to look unique. Yeah, that's a lot tougher. Hey, Nodule. Welcome to the chat. How's it going? How's your Friday? If you did hand-drawn art with spine animations, it's still easy, but the VRM usage is way more than pixel art. Oh yeah, spine is totally an option. Because Butterscotch Shenanigans, the Crashland guys, they're famous for doing crazy 2D art with like just tons of armor types and weapon types and stuff for Crashlands 2. They're doing all sorts of stuff, and they're doing all of that in Spine. You tried other tools for pixel art? I'm gonna say that I actually haven't. I've heard of a few. I just kind of found this one and was happy with it. I'm honestly not really sure what other tools are out there, really. I'm also not using A-Sprite to its full power. Like, I'm not using layers. I'm not doing a bunch of stuff. I'm still really learning how this... this is still my first year as, like, a pixel artist. So I'm definitely still in the learning period here. Krita? I've heard of Krita. By PS, you don't mean Photoshop, do you? Because that feels offensive. Pixel edit, etc., etc. You've tried almost every tool? Okay. Well, then I'm going to listen to you about tools. I'm not going to... Although, no, Joel, if you have some experience with some other tools, I'm very curious to hear about it. We're making some additional doors here. We have a bunch of different doors in our game, and we're making the last one. We've got a single door. We've got a double door. And now we're working on the triple door. Not really. You tried a couple of for one-off arts, but not enough to judge any. Fair enough. Not gonna lie, the single door looks the best. Yeah, I agree. I really like the single door. I also drew it the most times, though. I really enjoy the single door, and that's probably for the best because that's gonna be the most of your doors are gonna be single doors. You're only gonna have a few double or triple doors on the ship. You might even only have like a one triple door, if any, on your ship design. Same with double doors. You probably won't have a lot of double doors. Maybe a few. Because I kind of would prefer if most hallways were double tile wide. But yeah, I love the single door. I also like the flipped version of the single door too. I think it's fine. It's not quite as good because it's got this curve in it, but I actually kind of like it. I feel like I spotted an error in one of the doors. I think I fixed it. You realize something? The left side shrinking is going to be hidden anyways. No. Left side shrinking is going to be hidden anyways. It may, depending on things. You also have to keep in mind that we have our cutaway visibility system, so players can make walls disappear. So I still want to draw these in case someone's hidden the wall that this door is behind. But yeah, most of the time it shouldn't matter very much. I am trying to also hide as much of the door as possible by having it just retract into nothing. Like on this side, I think having the cavity, rendering the cavity here that the door is retracting into is fine. But on this side, I think since we're just rendering the door, really, just having it disappear is the best. All right, 2 more frames. No. No, Jewel. If you're working on anything, I'm curious to hear about it. I always like to keep up with what everyone's working on. If anyone's got any updates too, that'd be cool to hear about. We also have a Discord. If anyone's curious, if anyone's interested in sharing their progress on the Discord. Let me throw up that invite link if anyone's interested. Oh, that's not going to work because I forgot to turn StreamerBot on. Look, sometimes I forget things. I actually don't make enough use of StreamerBot. I've got a bunch of stuff I want to add. I especially want to add some sound alerts. I think I'm going to try to add that if I have time this weekend. Add like follow and subscribe and like raid sound alerts and stuff, because a lot of times stuff will happen in the chat and I don't notice. And it feels so bad when that happens. I also want to add TTS for people who have tons of channel points so they can be obnoxious and use their channel points. have to be a little careful about what TTS stuff or other sound effects stuff I enable, because this stuff does go onto YouTube. Oh, I just double animated this frame somehow. Oops, there we go. New frame, last frame. You're trying your hands on a Godot game in VR. Oh, that's so cool. I know they've just added a lot of great VR support for Godot in the last few versions. Website is literally called Sound Alerts. I haven't tried that. I found some good high-res versions of Star Trek Sound Alerts. And StreamerBot by itself is capable of handling all that stuff. So I'm just gonna find source stuff myself and then plug it into StreamerBot in hope that very brief sound effects don't cause me any pain on YouTube. Otherwise, your VR headset purchase would not have been justified. That's a good point. That's a good point. Did you hear the new Godot drama? You just remembered because you joined my Discord. Oh, their community management stuff that happened on Twitter. Yeah, I don't know if I really care about that. Like, that's the risk. That's the danger of, you know, having, like, I don't know if they're volunteers. I assume that most of their moderators are paid, but, like, you know, any company is based on trust. Any organization is based on trust. And it's really easy for people in positions of power to abuse that trust and cause a headache for everyone. And that's the danger. And I should know. I'm like, my day job is like in HR. It is funny. It is funny. Because there's all these people that are like comparing this, like, what I would call a like embarrassing PR guffaw. They're comparing it with like the Unity scandal last year with like runtime licensing fees. And I'm like, how is this similar? Some people got banned on Twitter. How is that similar to the Unity runtime licensing scandal? Like, the internet just likes to complain about stuff. All right, so this animation's done. Oh, that's a slow one. That's a big, chunky, slow one. Oh, Lord. This door's opening. I like it. I'm okay with it. That was one of the smoother iterations we've done. Here's the hard part now. Now we have to decide how we're going to split this up. Oh, welcome to the Discord, y'all. Love that. Yeah, we have a share your work channel and a troubleshooting channel, so please make use of those. If you get stuck somewhere, pretty much all Godot devs in there. And if you just want to, I'd love to see people's progress updates. Okay, so now we have to decide how we're going to split this. How are we going to split this door? So for the double door, like obviously we have this version of the double door. You know what? What we should do first is probably finish the lighting. But I still want to think about this. So like, excuse me. We've got the double door lower. We've got the double door upper. So we've split this door into its two pieces for the double, right? What do we do for the triple? Hey, no, Joel. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. You mean... Yeah. The problem is that there's no room for... There's no way to communicate tone over the internet. There's no way to communicate like subtlety or like intent really over the internet via text. So it's like it's really easy for people to just come on too strong, for people to just, for what would maybe be a fairly like benign comment like in person in the context of a conversation, when it's just blasted in all caps on Twitter or something like that, that like it comes off way different. And it's really easy for that stuff to devolve into harassment on either side, on any side. It's really easy to come off too strong and to come off wrong and to not be presuming good intent, because you can't really understand people's intent when you're just getting blasted on Twitter. So yeah, it's just a bad time for everyone when discourse kind of devolves to that. Yeah, exactly. It's a joke. Twitter's should be not taken seriously regardless. But I know I'm like prone to that sometimes. Like if I'm lurking in a Twitch chat and someone says something and I have a comment. Like if I've just been lurking for the last 30 minutes and I just come out and say something, just like one blurted comment, it's like super easy for that to come off not as I intended it. So it's like really hard. It's really tricky to communicate over these social medias like that. Blurt, yeah. Okay, so what are we gonna do with this door? So for the double, we have these. We've split it into two pieces. The problem is the triple door is 3 pieces. So like, are we literally gonna cut this door up into 3 pieces? Like, is that what we're gonna do? Because that sounds horrible. Or do we cut the triple door up into 2 pieces? We cut it up into 2 pieces and have like a... Yeah, this is tough. Because if you think about Y sorting, this will be really tough. Because you want to be careful that you're not Y sorting in a certain way. In a way that causes stuff to clip behind. So if this is a tile here, and this whole chunk of door is attached to this left tile, and then someone's standing at this tile here, how does that resolve in terms of Y sorting? I think we do need to split this into 3 pieces, which is unfortunate. Not totally sure how to do that well or easily. Or with 4 pieces disappearing in the ceiling and floor. I think I'm going to start with 2 pieces and see if it's a problem. Because that's what I'm concerned about, is I'm concerned about, like, placement. Like, let's just grab a... Let's just go in here somewhere. Whatever. Let's just make a tile map here. Tile map layer. Actually, we should copy a tile map. That's what we should do. Let's say duplicate. And then change its tile set. So the thing that I'm concerned about is if we have like a chunk of a door here, and this door chunk reaches way across. It reaches farther across than the double door here. And then we have a player like here. What gets rendered in front? Because they're on the same Y. Who gets priority? Dime Novel Hero, welcome back to the chat. If you make a W shape with one panel going into the floor, does that let you reuse single door panels for left and right side? My mental, my ability to picture stuff mentally is not amazing. Does that let you reuse single door panels for the left and right side? The doors are like different sizes, so I don't know if that strictly works. Like, here, let me get rid of this. Let me show you what we've kind of got going so far, because it's quite interesting. So like, I'll put a ceiling. Here's our ceiling. Let me go down to the next layer, and here's our here's a room. So we made a room. Now we switch to doors, so we can throw in like a single door, single door, single door, single door. And now we can just start throwing double doors in here. So if we just add a door, so we've got the doors working with the auto tiler. And we can just make single or double doors. But we're trying to build a triple door. And the double door is easy because it doesn't overlap too far. But now we're coming back to the triple door. And we're trying to add that, but it's a big enough object that I'm a little concerned about overlap. You know what we should do? Let's just split the triple door up into two pieces and then see if it's a problem. I think a W-shaped door sounds cool, with one panel going into the floor. That's an interesting idea. Just alternating it. So I can have almost a more reusable or a more modular door design. I should try some floor and ceiling retracting doors. I just thought it would be weird because there's no guarantee that there's like space above the door for it to be vertically retracting. But you're always guaranteed horizontal space for the door retraction. Thanks, No Duel. I appreciate that. I'm just gonna try it and see. This is the thing. This is an important thing in this process, is to not defend against something that you're not sure is going to be a problem. I am not sure that this is going to be a problem, so I am not going to defend against it. But what we should do right now is we should do our lighting stuff. So we'll just split it into two halves and see how that works. All right, I think we'll split. It's like 10 o'clock. I think we'll split this door into two pieces, and then we'll probably call it. We'll see if that works. Because I can always make some kind of invisible proxy tile that occupies the middle space. Oh, I also didn't think about the case of someone standing behind the door either. I think we may need to cut this into three pieces after all. Which is fine. It'll animate the same way either way. They'll all work together. but let's finish the lighting. So we're gonna have this kind of simple little shadow sweep that it only lasts like 2 or 3 frames, but I think it adds a really nice little bit of character. Also, the color we're using here is too dark, I'm realizing. That or the wall tiles are not dark enough that we're drawing against, so we might need to change that. So we're just gonna do this. So it starts with just a little sliver, and then it jumps 2 tiles, and it ends with just a little sliver, and then it's done. Something like that. That'll be easy to do here. So we'll probably do it on this frame. Then we'll do 2 tile jump. So we'll probably start here. Is that the color I'm using? No, I'm using a darker color. Using this color. And then everyone after this is just fully this color until, well, let's do this part first. Just recolor this section. And we'll make one little adjustment here. Okay, and now this one we're gonna have just that little edge shadow. Draw that on here as it's receding into the wall crevice. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. These are subtle effects, but I think they're good. Yeah, I think that's a nice little shadow sweep. It's very subtle. All right, now we gotta do the same thing on the other door. It's gonna be a little weirder. This door is just much wider. And it's because the surface is facing us instead of facing away from us. To the extent that this one is. I think that's what it is. Yeah, because this angle is much more facing away from us. The other one technically is too, but it's still facing up towards us instead of down and away. So it's much longer. So there's probably going to be more frames of animation here. So we'll probably start with... Yeah, I don't know why this one is so... Oh, this is really short. Oh, I made a mistake. Wait, how did I manage to make this mistake? This is 4 at the top here. And then it's only 3 at the bottom here. So I've done something really... Do you really want me to say it? It's not the layers. The layers are not the mistake. I mean, that's a mistake, but it's not the mistake. Gotta back off. Oh, I think I see what I did wrong. Oh no, I don't know if I see what I did wrong. This should be, I see it, it's here. This should be like this. Should be down one and then over like this. No, but that doesn't work with the way we have this structure. It wants to go down like this, but that doesn't work with the way that this door structure is. Okay, so I made this slightly incorrect. It should be 4 across at the bottom, and I'm not sure how to make it that way without messing it up here. Maybe we just try sliding it all over. Like this. It's more correct, or it's more consistent, because it's supposed to be this long, 4 pixels long here. That's more consistent. We're going with that. Well, little minor adjustments need to be made here now. That's fine. Hey, Tabugi. I'm excited for LD Jam. I am not participating. Are you participating? I think you've seen our door auto tiler in action. We're just adding a triple door today. That's what we're trying to do here. I think the shadow I made still works. Yeah, it does. So we don't have to change any of that stuff. We just need to adjust this on the remaining frames. We could just honestly just take this, copy it, and just start pasting it. Yeah, you're completely dead, but still you don't want to miss a streak. Nice. Yeah, there's a big... You told us that you didn't want any more jams for the rest of the year. Yeah, that's not totally the reason. I would totally do this one, but it's... we're kind of in the middle of our San Francisco summer, which is like 2 weeks of the year where we actually get summer weather. And it's like perfect out. And we're also having our annual free music festival, which is incredible. It's this incredible event in our biggest park. And it's 3 days of just music and sunshine. And I'm doing that this weekend instead. Okay, I do see one change I need to make here. I need to add, oops, I need to add these. I don't love how this shadow is looking. I might redo it now that we've changed sort of how the outlining looks. Two weeks of summer. Yeah, that's what you get in Belgium. Yeah, after I wrap up here, I'm gonna head out to that. Okay, I see more things here. We're changing the door shape, but yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm really curious to see what everyone does. I'm curious to see what the theme ends up being. Sleek animation. It's okay. I've done 3 of them. I've done 6 of them now, actually. We've got a couple of versions of the double door. We've got a couple versions of our single door. We're just finishing up with the triple door, the triple tile door, which is going to be tough to implement. I'm deciding how to slice it, which I'm not sure about. Maybe the shadow is okay. I like the shadow to jump. I don't like the shadow to stay like the shadow to jump around, and here it's kind of just, it's not getting any shorter or longer. It's just this. So I don't love that. So I might redo that, but I might not. I also might not. I just got to keep replacing these. We made this section too narrow. Yeah, we always need to complain about it. You know, I am, part of me, depending on what the theme is going to be, I'm going to obviously mourn the game that I could have made this weekend that I didn't. But, you know, that's the way it goes. I really didn't get it outside enough this year during the times of good weather that we did have, so I spent too much time working, so I just have to do it. But I'm so excited to see what comes out of it. In exciting news, I might get to meet Juan Lenetsky later this month. Just found out they're coming to the city. One of the co-founders of Godot. I'm part of a local Bay Area Godot meetup group. And we met a bunch of them. We met a bunch of the Godot Foundation people last year at GDC. And so some of them have kept in touch, which is really cool. I just found out they might be at one of our meetups this month. Yeah, I'm so bad at networking. Like but I'm doing my best. It's a real struggle for me. All right, we fixed this. We fixed the door. I still don't love that shadow, but I can work on that later. Let's, we need to do this side now. We need to do this side shadow. Oh, did I do this right? Yeah, I did. Aren't you the HR? You're supposed to be great at communication. Look, I'm HR backend. I do the paperwork and all the compliance stuff. It's usually just an excuse to do a lot of programming, come up with like automations and systems to do a lot of the stuff for me. All right, how do we want to do this? Probably we start here. Jump 2, so that would be yeah. Not actual. When's the theme dropping? When's Ludum Dare start? It's probably what, 3 p.m. my time? So in 4.5, 5 hours? 5 hours, 4.5, something like that. It's exciting. I don't know if I love what I've just done here. Not considering the downward motion of it. Maybe it's fine. Yeah, I need this shadow to move up and down a little more. Because it's following the door, which I guess makes sense, but I don't know if I love that. Yeah, that's exciting. I'm spoiled. My last jam was 72 hours. I don't know how I would handle a 48-hour jam. At this point, I think I'd struggle. I was only able to do mini delivery in 72 hours because I did like an all-nighter. We're just at about the 2-hour mark. I'm going to snooze the ads because I think we're going to actually wrap it up soon so I can get ready for this festival. I'm not going to split the door up today. I'm going to think about this over the weekend about how I want to split the door. If I really need to split it into 3 pieces. It also gives me a little more time to work on this shadow. I'm not happy with these shadows. Probably looks fine when the door's actually opening, though. That's the problem with doing animation like this. You'll look at an individual frame or 2 frames together, and you'll be like, that doesn't look right. And then you'll just play the thing, and you'll be like, it's fine. Like, this looks fine. I can see the 2 frames where the shadow has the same relation to this door. I don't love that, but I'm also looking for that. At like this size, I don't think anyone's gonna care. Oh yeah. I guess 48 hours is just for a compo, huh? And like I don't have to do compo, but if it's there, I feel the need to do it. I also prefer to just be competing against other individuals. Instead of teams. All right, so we've got our triple door. We're reasonably happy with it. All right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to wrap it up for today here. Good luck to all my LD jammers. Everyone else. I mean, also the LD jammers. I hope everyone has a good weekend. I know for the LD jammers, it's going to be more than just a good weekend. It'll be a tough, long weekend. I'm going to head out. Get ready to go get some sun and hear some sounds in the park here all weekend. Oh yeah, maybe. We'll see. I might, if I don't dance, it's going to be because I'm splayed out on a blanket somewhere, like falling asleep. Good luck. May the themes be with you. The good themes. We'll see if folklore wins. And yeah, I'll be back Tuesday. No stream Monday. I need to go to the office, as I often do every other Monday. I'm thinking about changing my stream schedule to be Tuesday to Saturday and just skip Mondays, since I only am able to stream every other Monday anyway. But we'll see. I've got some schedule change stuff in the pipeline for hopefully next month or later this month. So we'll see. Stay tuned. Well, I think that's all I have to say, except goodbye, good luck, and I'll see you next time.